speaking of sharing, I want to thank all you guys for supporting the whole Stop SOPA thing. I know that it's kind of overdone now. Like everyone's like, Stop SOPA, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like super annoying, and people are just like, come on, guys, we know it's done with. There's no reason to keep on talking about it this much. But you know, I want to thank you guys for supporting that and getting it taken care of, because it's a problem. And for example, I think some of the powers it would have gave would be to go through and, like, if I use a texture pack or if I use BananaPieLord's music, some of that would have been considered like you can't do that. Doesn't matter, you know. I don't think that's like the legit, like exactly how it works, but I think that's the general idea. Like if I use BananaPieLord's music at all, you know, I can have a chance of getting in trouble for that. That's the general idea. If I don't like if I use his music, and I'm giving him credit right now because he's obviously gets the credit and that's what he wants for the Creative Commons thing. But I think, for example, if he wanted it to get out there to people and YouTube was saying, oh, well, you know, we've got users spreading other people's content out there, I think that's technically something that SOPA would have had the power to take down. Would be like, hey, you're using someone else's music, that's wrong, we're going to shut down this entire site. That's essentially what we're talking about here. But let's not go into that too far. You guys know what it does, what the dangers of it were, and we stopped it. However, there's all kinds of little things popping up. I'm not sure the legitimacy of it because I'm not seeing it around the internet too much yet. But there's new bills that are coming out, new proposed things. By the way, look at that. Look at that sunset over there causing all these cool shadows. There's a few proposed things that are coming out now because SOPA was defeated that they're trying to pass behind it. So if you guys hear anything about that, please forward that information to me via private message or something like that, because everybody knew this was going to happen. SOPA goes away because of the terrible bill, and they try and push slightly less terrible but still god-awful for the internet bills behind it, and they're saying, well, everyone's done with SOPA, we feel like we won something so we don't pay as much attention to the internet, and they sneak a bill. Which, by the way, if you guys are not American, I do not even want to hear it, because I know you're like, oh, America's so stupid. We know, but I don't like seeing people say Americans are so dumb, because I hate that. Like, we know our freaking government's stupid. Most of us know this. But I don't like seeing in the comments like, oh, you fucking Americans are so dumb. Americans and their bills that they want to. It's like, it's not us. It's not most of America. Okay, most of America doesn't even know these things are happening. Like the bill that was passed recently or I think it was passed. I'm not entirely sure because I don't really check up. I really don't look into politics too much at all. The only time I look into politics is when people are like, oh, by the way, this is going to affect us. But there was a bill that passed, I think, or at least they were talking about passing it, that would give the government the right to pull people, whoever they thought were deemed quote-unquote problem makers, and they would be able to throw them in jail or hold them without any type of trial for as long as they want. And that was not just for, you know, possible terrorists. That could be for, I mean, I think they thought it would be for possible terrorists, but it could be any ordinary citizen. I mean, first of all, what is a possible terrorist? You know, like, how can you deem that? Like, besides, you know, knowing that they're a terrorist. I mean, I read, like, for the Guantanamo Bay thing, there was, like, so many people that were held there that weren't actually convicted terrorists or anything. They were just held there without a trial until a lot of it was disbanded, and now it was crazy. Like, I see all these things, I'm just like, really America? Really? And it's not America, but it's part of the government in a way, but I don't really want to talk about it because I'm not that smart when it comes to that. I'm not at all. I don't involve myself with it. So if you guys are looking for somewhere to look for all kinds of politic news and certain things here and there, don't look for me, because I'm gonna sound really stupid and be like, dude, you're wrong. It's not everyone. It's this kind of person. And I don't know, but you know, I'll say something's bad, and then someone's gonna be like, oh yeah, it's bad, but you were wrong about this, because I don't read into it. I really don't. Like SOPA, the only thing I knew about it was I was gonna fuck up a lot of shit. I watched Total Biscuit's video, and that's how I found out about it, like what it did. And then I read into it a little bit, so I knew exactly what it was going to do. I didn't know every single word detail for detail, but I knew what it had the power to do because of what other people had shown me and what I had looked into myself. So if you guys are looking for a source on news with politics or bills that are passing, don't go to me, but just kind of keep me informed via message or something if there's something that I need to have to my attention. And for those of you guys who are watching now, don't send me freaking... I'm tired of reading messages like, hey, you want to do a video for this channel and promote it? Like, it's not how you do things. It's not. You don't send messages trying to ask for promoting on your channel. I think we're all past that. YouTube has been around long enough to where you can start up a channel and get relatively popular fairly quickly just by making videos and then someone noticing it. Like, I think it's about that simple. Yeah, I see ya. Like, because, I mean, nobody likes people that go around trying to whore themselves out to popular or semi-popular channels. In my case, I'm not really a popular channel. And trying to get views. If you're going to do that, go to a freaking channel like that you're never gonna get noticed on, like 100-something thousand subscribers. Go whore yourself out on that channel, because I guarantee you're never gonna get a reply. But I like replying to my private messages, and I don't like replying to ones that are asking for channel support. But I still do it a lot of the times just because it's like, that's my ethic. I always like to reply to people. I like to give them some type of response. And I know a lot of people are like, you know, the whole don't feed the trolls thing. Don't give in to the people that are trying to be, you know, attention whores. But I hate, like, my biggest thing that I've ever hated in any type of thing, relationship, work, friends, otherwise, is being ignored. Like, not having, like, if you're gonna give me an appropriate response, and I still bug you, I understand that would be a problem. Like, I would start ignoring you after that. But, for example, someone who joins my live stream for the first time and says, you copy spoonerism. Yeah, that guy's clearly trolling me, clearly being a dumb fuck. I shouldn't give him the time of the day. But do I? Yes. Why do I? Because if I did that to everyone, I can promise you I would have maybe 100 at least fewer subscribers or fewer followers. Why is that? Because they naturally think I'm a douche. They may come in saying, okay, so let's test this guy's will. Let's say he's a fake spoonerism. Let's say he copied spoonerism. Which, by the way, for those of you guys who say that, those of you guys who read, who listen to this and type in the comments below, no, I did not. It came from a different source altogether. That has to do with me personally, has nothing to do with him. But I'm not gonna be like ignoring him. And Stephanie gets on to me for this all the time, and I agree. She's got a point. She does. Don't feed the trolls. Makes sense, right? Everyone says that, and it's a good piece of advice. Ignore them; they'll go away. But the thing is, I don't want them to go away. I want the trolls to go away, but I don't want people in general to go away. I like having a community. I like being able to help people understand. Someone who comes in, you're a fake spoonerism, I'd be like, no, I'm not, and this is why. Because I didn't copy the name. The name came from myself. Plus, this is the internet. There's no such thing as copywriting usernames, considering that you go to a website. I mean, how many times, show of hands, I know I can't see you showing your hands right now, but show of hands, how many times have you gone to a website, tried to take a username, it's like, I'm sorry, but this username is already taken. It is not available. Please add some random numbers to your name. That's kind of what happened to me with the, you know, I am spoon thing. I'm spoon with letter O was taken, so I had to use zeros. Did I look on YouTube and see if there's anybody with the name I'm spoon first? I said, yeah, you know, I don't want to have to get somebody else's name. So I looked and I typed in Iron Spoon on the search, and the only thing that maybe came up once, if I ever saw anything, was Spoon does this with somebody else. And that was back when he had like 20, 30,000 subscribers. So it wasn't even like a big deal back then. And so I made the account and I said, you know what, this is my name. I had this on my gamer tag for a while. And yeah. So that's where that came from, and then it was like not even a big deal. And then someone contacted me and said, hey, you know there's a spoon on YouTube, right? I was like, there's another one? That's awesome. And it turns out there's actually like 3 or 4 of them, because I had someone else, a paper spoon, contact me shortly after and say, hey, there's another spoon on YouTube. And that just goes to show you how many spoons there are, how many utensils, if you will. So I don't think anyone copied somebody else necessarily. I think that we all had our names originate from something else. Once again, here's the moving grass if you did not see it before. And so, going back to what I said, I don't think that people don't I think that people deserve a response. I don't think that they deserve to just be ignored. So if someone comes in and says, "You're a fake spoonerism," I'm gonna say, "No, I'm not. This is where the name came from. It has to do with me. If you don't like it, you can go somewhere else. You don't have to be here. You don't have to like the thought of it. You can be 12 years old and not understand how the internet works. That's fine. I don't mind. You know, I think that that's okay." And then their response after that has sometimes been like, okay, and I've seen people say this all the time. I've had messages from people on YouTube say, "At first I thought you were spoonerism, and then I took an opportunity." No. At first I thought you were spoonerism, and then I realized that you're not, and you're actually a really cool guy, and you're fun to watch. I like watching your content just as much as I like watching anybody else's. Crazy, right? Holy shit, I didn't ignore someone. They stuck around, and they ended up liking my content. Do I feel like I accomplished something? Yes. Yes, I do. Why do I feel like I accomplished something? Because I didn't just ignore them. I didn't turn into a douchebag and just say, "You know what, fuck you, you stupid troll. I have no need to respond to you. You don't deserve a response from me." And once again, not dogging all you people who do that, because sometimes that's an appropriate response. And maybe some of my viewers get annoyed with me explaining it over and over. Guess what? I get ignored with it, explaining it over and over again too. But I think in the back of my mind, I think to myself, you know what? If I don't explain it when someone misunderstands it, does that make me any less of a troll than them? No, it does not. That makes me just as much of a troll, just as much of a cock tease, if I can use that, as anybody else. Because I'm not giving your explanation. Your mind is still doing that whole, what's that meme image that looks like the dude with his hands above his head. He's going, why? Or mind equals blown, or whatever it is. They're still confused. They don't understand. And that's fine. If they don't understand it, then I'm going to try and help them understand it. If they don't want to understand it, then yes, they can kindly GTFO, and that's just a nice way of saying get the fuck out. If they don't like the fact that I came up with my name from somewhere else, they can leave. But they deserve a response first. They deserve to have me try and explain to them where I did not do anything wrong at this point. And once again, I agree with you people who say, don't feed the trolls, ignore them. I agree with that. But in that case, it may not be trolling. Someone who comes in and says, you know, like, oh, you're gay, or something like that, or you know, just being a straight up asshat. That's someone who may be trolling. That's fine. I understand. Ignore that, or just simply click the ban button. And I agree. I do have a problem with giving them the time of day and saying, hey, you know, you're a cock. Get off my channel. And then they're like, yes, I got him riled up. But I'm gonna let you know, for all you trolls out there who hang out on my channel, who hang out in my streams and do those types of things, you know, everybody gets theirs. Everybody gets their own. So, and what I mean by that is, you'll get what's coming to you one day, whether it's by me, whether it's by somebody else. And I'm going to rage, but raging is a normal thing for me. I get angry, and then it dies down very quickly. I would rather rage on the outside and yell all kinds of obscenities. Oh god, this is going to be very difficult, isn't it?